For the first time in nearly 30 years, a top Saudi official walks into Tehran. A message hand-delivered from the Saudi king to Iran's supreme leader just days before Iran's nuclear talks with the U.S. Saudi makes a bold diplomatic move, and the world watching. Is this a peace overture or a warning shot? Is a Middle East once split by proxy wars now pivoting toward cooperation in a significant step towards strengthening regional diplomacy? Saudi Arabia's defense minister, Prince Khalid bin Salman, on April 17 visited Tehran to hold talks with senior Iranian officials. Prince Khalid was welcomed in the Iranian capital by Major General Mohammad Hossein Bagheri, Chief of Staff of Iran's armed forces, during the landmark visit, which is deemed as a first of its kind by a senior Saudi official in nearly 3 decades. The younger brother of Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler, Mohammed bin Salman, met with Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and Iran's newly elected president. Masoud Pezeshkian. Upon meeting Pezeshkian, Khalid conveyed his greetings and said, "We reviewed the Saudi-Iranian relations and explored ways to enhance them. We also addressed regional and international developments and related efforts," according to Iranian state media. Prince Khalid delivered a personal message from the Saudi king to Iran's supreme leader, Khamenei. While the content of the message was not disclosed, the visit marks a notable step in the warming of relations between the two regional powers. Taking to X, Prince Khalid posted upon the leadership's directive, "I met with Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. During the meeting, I delivered a letter from the custodian of the 2 holy mosques and conveyed the leadership's greetings that we discussed our bilateral relations and topics of mutual interest." During his meeting with the Saudi minister, Iranian state media quoted Khamenei as saying, "Our belief is that the relationship between the Islamic Republic of Iran and Saudi Arabia is beneficial for both countries." The supreme leader also expressed Iran's willingness to overcome existing obstacles in the path towards improving bilateral ties. The high-profile visit comes just days before Iran is set to resume nuclear negotiations with the United States and Rome. The Iran-U.S. negotiation, which is set for this weekend, is aimed at addressing concerns over Iran's uranium enrichment activities, which has been a long-standing point of contention between Tehran and the West. The latest visit to Tehran by the Saudi minister therefore highlights a renewed effort to ease long-standing tensions and foster cooperation between the two Gulf powers in a notable step towards consolidating their renewed relationship. Saudi Arabia and Iran have expressed a clear willingness to deepen military ties during the high-level meeting in Tehran. But Kerry described Saudi Arabia's engagement in the recent Indian Ocean Naval Symposium maritime exercise as a positive and encouraging development. The naval exercise, hosted by Iran in coordination with Russia and Oman, drew observer participation from countries including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Thailand, Qatar, and notably Saudi Arabia. Good relations between the two countries and their armed forces will bring despair to our enemies and joy to our friends. The policy of the Islamic Republic of Iran is based on developing relations with its neighbors. Therefore, developing and strengthening relations between the armed forces of the two countries can be a good basis for the countries in the region, highlighting the complex regional and international situation, Bagheri expressed. Iran is ready to boost defense ties with Saudi Arabia, even though both Saudi and Iranian officials maintain that the visit focused on strengthening defense cooperation. Regional observers argue that Mohammed bin Salman's decision to send his brothers signals a deeper motive. Ali al-Shahabi, Saudi political analyst who has close ties to the royal court, confirmed that the kingdom was indeed sending a message. Saudi is sending a message to Tehran that it will not be a conduit in any fashion toward an attack on Iran. Shahabi said the kingdom supports efforts by U.S. President Donald Trump to find a diplomatic solution and added that it opposes any escalation into war. Besides how Madrasa Galamzarda, another political analyst who keeps a close watch on the development of the event, said the purpose of the Saudi defense minister's visit was likely to express concern about a potential attack on Iran. In a conversation with Al Jazeera, Galamzarda said, Saudis want to share their concern and reassure Iran that they would not like attacks against Iran and they want better relations with Iran. The visit comes amid heightened regional anxiety over the prospect of a U.S. or Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear facilities, with Washington and Tehran locked in sensitive negotiations. Saudi Arabia appears to be positioning itself as a neutral actor, distancing itself from potential conflict. This marks a striking shift for a country that only a few years ago had severed diplomatic ties. However, with a Chinese-brokered rapprochement in 2023, Saudi-Iranian relations have slowly thawed, culminating in the recent high-profile visit by dispatching Prince Khalid to Tehran. Saudi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is signaling a cautious but deliberate shift in Saudi foreign policy. And with the specter of war looming over the region, the message of a pivot from confrontation to cautious diplomacy could not have come at a more critical time. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has called for closer cooperation between Iran and Saudi Arabia, describing the two regional powers as potential role models for unity and progress in the Islamic world. Speaking during the meeting, Pezeshkian emphasized the deep-rooted religious and historical commonalities among Muslim nations and underscored the urgent need to strengthen Islamic unity. Leaders of Islamic countries can, with a shared will, present an inspiring model of coexistence, prosperity, and progress for other societies. The Islamic Republic of Iran is fully prepared to expand its relations with Saudi Arabia in all fields and extend bilateral cooperation to other Islamic countries. The president reiterated that Iran is fully ready to expand ties with Saudi Arabia across all sectors and welcomed the formation of joint working groups in political, economic, and security affairs. He stressed that both nations have the capacity to address regional challenges independently and without the involvement of foreign powers, Iran and Saudi Arabia, by relying on their shared capacities and without foreign interference, can resolve many of the region's problems. That we hope the goodwill that has emerged between the two countries will strengthen the interests of the Islamic world and discourage enemies from interference in sowing discord. The Iranian president expressed hope that stronger ties between Tehran and Riyadh would serve the broader interests of the Islamic world and deter external actors from interfering or fueling divisions among Muslim countries.